Hey guys, it's Coach Andrea and Coach Katie, and we are here today to bring you all of the information about summer 2021 for all levels. We are so excited to talk about, how we're different from other clubs, and we are going to give you a lot of information. So make sure you have a pen and paper so you can jot down any notes, or if you have any questions, you can always email those to us at the end. But just make sure you watch this whole recording. I'm sure we'll be able to answer everything for you. And here we go. Let's dive in.
So for those of you that have played with us before, you've definitely heard this spiel, but we always like to give a little bit of background information on our organization because we are very different from your average club. So team actually stands for Together Educating Athletes Through Mentorship. And what that means to us is that we are offering not only high level lacrosse instruction, but then we're also offering a lot of mentorship and leadership components in our curriculum as well. So whether you are a brand new player just starting out for the first time, or you're a high level advanced player that's looking to get recruited and play in college, or anything in between, you're going to get a lot out of our program. And we are really, really proud of that. So just to kind of introduce us, for those of you that don't know us, I'm Coach Katie. I am our Wilmington director. A little bit about me. I am originally from Virginia. I played both Division I and Division III in college. I have a really unique playing background. I ended up graduating from the University of Mary Washington, which is consistently in the top 10, top 20 in the nation for Division III programs. Since then, I have been coaching all over the United States, both club and college. I'm also a certified official and a recruiting coach. So I've really come at this from all different directions and have many, many years of experience playing and coaching. And I'm so excited to bring everything I've learned to our organization and to ensure that I am the coach that I always needed and always wanted to have.
Awesome. And I am her proud business partner, Andrea Hervé. I'm originally from upstate New York, where I played at Rochester Institute of Technology. After college, I coached in Baltimore, in Charlotte, and then out in San Diego, where I met Coach Katie. We both coached at University of California at San Diego. And that's where we started Team Lacrosse Academy. We filled the need of a program for beginners, and from there it's evolved into a lot more, and we're just so excited to be going into our 6th year of business in February.
So a little bit more about our program. We haven't really done a good job of explaining this to you. So we definitely wanted to present this information going into our summer program. One thing that really makes us different from a lot of other programs is that our entire coaching staff is female. We really believe in female leadership and female empowerment for our young players. So we bring in a staff from all over. And not only is our staff all female, but they all have collegiate either playing and or coaching experience. There are not a lot of clubs in the state of North Carolina, or really even in the United States, that can say that. So on the screen, you can see some of the schools that our coaches for summer 2021 have either played and or coached at, which is really awesome. Another differentiator for us going into summer 2021 is we're going to have a minimum of 2 coaches per team, which is going to really ensure your daughters getting the attention that they need, the feedback that they need, and I think just really contribute to that very individualized club experience that we're really, really proud of. So just to kind of give you an overview of what we're going to cover in this meeting and how we're breaking down our summer 2021, this is the agenda for this video. So first, we're going to talk about our structure. So we're going to do, we're calling it an a la carte lacrosse experience for the summer. So basically what this means is you're going to be able to customize, pick and choose the events and level of participation that you want and are willing to commit to. So then we're going to kind of talk about just like what our base package includes. So this is your practices, our strength and conditioning. We're offering some virtual training. We'll talk all about that more and dive a little bit deeper into each of those things a little later on in the video. And then we're going to go over tournaments. And then we're going to touch on elementary info. That program runs a little bit differently than our middle school and high school travel. We'll give you guys some gear information. We're going to talk about community service, our big and little sister program that we're actually relaunching. We used to do this a lot when we first started. We've kind of gotten away from it. We thought this would be a great year to bring that back. We're going to go over expectations for both parents and players and give you guys some information about what we need from you. And then at the end, we're going to tell you what to do with all this information, how to register. So like Andrea mentioned, if you do not already have paper and a pen, this would be a really great time to pause this video and get that so that you can write down all of your questions and write down all the information that you need. So.
Cool. So with our teams, we're so excited that we get to have our seniors back. So I know that, you know, for most of us, our high school seasons are starting here this month. If they haven't started, you know, next week is when we're getting started here in Charlotte. So that season is super short. It's less than 2 months. So we're so excited that they can go into this summer and play. We have so many tournaments that we're going to. So this is going to be an opportunity for them to gear up, you know, whether they're getting ready to play in college or they just want to, you know, fulfill that high school playing experience. So, you know, they used to make it mandatory that rising freshmen couldn't play in a lot of these tournaments, so that college recruiters could see the levels that they were looking for. But this year will be unique because 2025s will be allowed to play with our high school team. And then for middle school, we also are going to allow our fifth graders to play up. Those that are more advanced and want to play on our tournament teams, they will get that opportunity as well. And then for our elementary school kids, it'll be a great opportunity for them to have small-sided games within their teams and just more experience out there on the field with our awesome coaches.
So I know there's a lot of words on the screen, so just bear with me as I get through it all with you. So like I mentioned when we first started, we're doing an a la carte summer. So what that means is that there's going to be a base package. So if you don't want to travel to tournaments and you don't want to pay to do that, totally fine. You can just get on our base package, which is going to include all of our practice sessions, our strength and conditioning sessions, our virtual training and film review, and then a jersey as long as you're registered by April 1st. So basically, this is a rec season. So if you just want to practice with your friends, you just want to stay in shape, you just want to get touches with your stick. We also know that with COVID and those concerns that people don't necessarily feel comfortable traveling to these tournaments, which is totally fine. We respect that. But we still wanted to offer you something. So this is the starting point for our summer 2021. So for high school, you have 2 payment options. You can pay in full. And if you register by February 1st and pay in full, you're going to get the base package, which includes everything that I just listed off at the top of the screen here, for $315. If you register between February 1st and April 1st, you're going to get it for $325. And if you register for after April 1st, you'll get it for $350. Payment option 2 is a payment plan option. So you're going to overall pay the $350, but you're going to be able to spread that out over the course of the spring. We never want money to be an issue. So if you have restrictions on that, or have questions on that, please let us know. We've never turned a player away because of cost. With that being said, we need you to register by April 1st. If you want a jersey. If you register after April 1st, you're not going to get a jersey just because we have to order those at least 6 weeks in advance. And then for middle school, the dates are the same in terms of deadlines, but the pricing is a little bit different. So if you pay in full before February 1st, you're going to get our middle school base package program for $240. If you register between February 1st and April 1st, it's $250. And then if you register after April 1st, it's $275. And again, no jersey. Payment option 2 is that payment plan with your deposit being due by February 1st, and then 2 equal payments of $87.50 that are due on March 1st and April 1st. Again, if you have any questions on this, please let us know. We try to offer as many options as possible so that we can be as flexible as possible, but we know that that can also be a little overwhelming. So if you do have any questions about our payment plans or payment options, please just let us know. We're happy to walk you through that and explain that to you. So what you're gonna get with that base package, all of our practices. So we're gonna practice 2 times per week. We are still finalizing our schedule and getting field space. So we don't have those dates yet, but it'll be 2 weekdays, probably in the evenings. They're going to be 2 hour long sessions. So I know in the past here in Wilmington, we've kind of dabbled with hour-and-a-half long sessions. I know Charlotte's changed their timelines too. We're doing 2 hour sessions. We felt like we needed to bump this up, ramp this up, give you guys more reps, give you guys more time at practices, more times with your coaches. So we ramped this up to 2 hour sessions. We're going to run mid-May through probably mid-July timeframe, depending on tournaments. We have 17 practices, so that's a total of 34 hours of instruction for the summer, with 2 added rain days, so 4 additional hours, kind of on the back burner in case we have any rain outs or rain delays. We have 2 practices kind of waiting in the wing to make sure that we can hit those 17 practices. As far as strength and conditioning, this has kind of fluctuated over the past couple of years, but this summer we're so excited to tell you guys that we are actually having certified personal trainers come out to our practices to make sure that our athletes are being able to take advantage of that. We know not all of you can make it to the gym. And again, with an hour-and-a-half long practice, we weren't really able to build that into our practices. So we felt like by amping up our practice time and having the trainers come out and work with us, that was the best solution. So you guys are going to get certified personal trainers out at practice. They're not only going to be able to help you with training programs, but they're going to help you with, if you have an injury, training around that injury. They're going to be able to give you some nutrition information on how to fuel your body. There's just so much that comes with this. So we are so excited to be able to offer you this. And I can confidently say that there are no other programs that have this. So this is a really, really exciting ad for our base package. Another thing that we have kind of ramped up and are really excited to do this summer is our virtual training. So what does this mean? So in the past, we've done player evaluations, but they've been done at practice, which means that we're pulling you out of practice time and taking away reps in order to give you feedback. So this year, we're not sacrificing any of that. We're going to do virtual individual coaches meetings, and you're going to get 2 per player. So what this means is that your coaches are going to schedule out times, one or 2 days towards the beginning of the season and 1 or 2 days towards the end of the season, that they'll open up time slots for you guys to schedule with them to discuss your feedback, how you're doing, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and how to work on those on your own. So that's really awesome. And then after each tournament, we'll do film review sessions, which have been really, really helpful to the girls that have participated in that. Again, we don't have to take away from practice time to go over it. It's an ad. It's added value. It's added time to the time you're already paying for. So all of that is going to be included in our base package.
Cool. So these are the tournaments we're offering. As you can see, there are quite a few, but some of the tournaments fall on the same weekend. So just note that you will have to pick and choose. The ones that are highlighted are our IWCLA tournaments, which means the coaches are more apt to go to these. Division I, Division II coaches are going to be there recruiting heavily. That doesn't mean that there won't be other coaches at the other tournaments, but these are that specific tournament for coaches to go to. So we did the math here, and even if you went to all the tournaments that you possibly could, this is still less than we've ever offered and the competing programs in the area. So we think this is a great option for you guys, again, to be able to pick and choose what makes the most sense for you and your family, and obviously your budget. So we like to be flexible. The other thing is that the 2021 girls can play any of the starred tournaments. We are, yes, they will be able to play in all the starred tournaments on there. And we cap all of our teams at 22 players. That includes 2 goalies. We want to make sure that the girls have ample playing time, and we do our best, but we want to make sure that everyone gets on the field, and whatever position that they want to play, we give them that opportunity, as well as coach them into different positions as well. These are our middle school tournaments. So again, go ahead and take some notes. We'll go over this in emails with you guys as far as when the deposits are due, or I should say the registrations for these tournaments are due. So typically if there's a May tournament, then you are going to be, March 15th will be your deadline to register for that tournament. So we can pay for the tournament fees up front. You know, as you can see, the June tournament, that'll be due April 15th and so on and so forth. So we'll also have an email with these all written out. You don't have to write them all down. But again, we want to give you as many options as possible so that you can get out there and have fun this summer. But again, it's not mandatory.
So what are you going to do with all this information? So if you are a middle schooler, high schooler, and you are interested in playing with us, make sure that you are registering on time. This has been an issue for us in the past, and we try as hard as we can to be flexible, but we do front the money for the registration fees. So when we have deadlines, it's really to make sure that we can fund those, and we know how many teams we can send to each tournament. If you have any questions, or if you're not sure of the appropriate link to click on, just shoot us an email, you know, who you are, what you're trying to register for, and we'll get right back to you. Like Andrea mentioned, just a typical rule of thumb, any May tournaments, the deposit's going to be due on March 15th. Any June tournaments, the deposits are going to be due by April 15th. And any July tournaments, the fees are going to be due by May 15th. You can pre-register, so you can go in and register for any tournament at any time, and you don't necessarily have to pay anything at the time that you register. Just those fees are due, like your total balance is just due by the specified deadline. You can go in, pre-register for nothing, and then over the course of the next couple months, chip away at what you owe for each tournament. You can go in and you can pay in full. Whatever you want to do. Again, we try to be super flexible. If you have any questions on the registrations, again, please just let us know. We'll also be sending out reminders over the course of the spring about, you know, what is due when, because we know that there are a lot of working parts here. So now on to our elementary section. So we run our elementary program a little bit different. Just because these tend to be our newer players and they can't necessarily commit to a whole season. So session 1 are going to be Sunday afternoons in May. You must register by April 1st to receive a jersey. Again, we have to order those, you know, quite a bit in advance to make sure that we get them in on time. Your early bird pricing. So if you register before February 1st, it's $85. If you register between February 1st and April 1st, it's $95. And after April 1st is going to be $105, and you won't receive a jersey. Session 2 kind of runs the same way, obviously with some different dates. But then we're also offering combo pricing, which saves you a little bit of money along the way. So if you know that you're going to want to play both, the combo option is definitely the best way to do that.
So we do have a store where you can order your gear. Typically what we'll do is open it up and leave it open for 2 to 4 weeks so that you guys can get all your orders in, and then they'll be sent, all of the apparel will be sent directly to your home, and it will be there before we even start the season so that you can rep our team, both parents and players, and have really cool swag. We use Mercury, who also has a lot of Under Armour apparel that I personally love. Their stuff is great. So we will definitely send that out to you as soon as it opens in March. And like I said, you can get it before the season even starts this summer. So like Katie talked a little bit about at the beginning, is we have community service and big brother, big sister, or big brother, big sister, little sister. For the community service, we think that it's super important because, you know, with team, it's not only lacrosse, but it's also that mentoring component that we're both huge on. So just getting involved in the community and being a part of your community is super important to us. So we'll be offering different community service events. I know a lot of girls are required to do that in high school as it is, but it's also a fun bonding experience. So we'll have beach cleanups in Wilmington. We'll have the big sister, little sister program that Katie will touch on here in a second. And then we'll have a couple others. And if you guys, yourselves have any nonprofits or are connected to anything in the community, please let us know. We'd love to get involved.
So like Andrea mentioned, we have our Big and Little Sister program. We started this back when we first started running in San Diego, and it was so much fun. So what's going to happen is we typically have a lot more high schoolers than we do any other age level. And what we're going to do is we're going to assign those high school players to middle and elementary school team members. It's going to be, they'll have time at practice to hang out. The high school girls will be given assignments to complete with their younger mentees. So it's just a really awesome way for them to give back to the next generation, make them better, help them grow in their own confidence. These high school girls are the next stage for middle school girls and elementary school girls. So it's a really cool way for the younger girls to see, kind of what the future looks like, and to stay involved in our program. And like I said, just to give back to that younger generation. It's a really unique opportunity. It's also really awesome for our high school girls because they learn a lot. When they start teaching, they have to turn around and teach the things that they themselves are learning. Sometimes we see the light bulb go off. So this is a really fun program. Our girls have really embraced it in the past and had a lot of fun with it. So we're really excited to bring this one back. So the next part of our video here is about what we expect from you guys as parents, and then we'll touch on player expectations. We try to be flexible. We understand that life happens, and you guys as families have a lot going on and are always going a million miles an hour. So we try to be really respectful and supportive of that. But to run a good program, this is what we need from you. So I think the most important thing is to learn the game. We know that lacrosse is pretty new still, and a lot of our parents haven't played it themselves or even watched it. So I think it's important for you to get involved by learning the game. Be supportive, be positive. It's important that your daughter's on time for practice, on time for games. We preach that message, being reliable and being accountable to your teammates. Part of that's showing up on time, and showing up prepared, and that means your daughter's coming, and we'll talk on this with player expectations, but making sure that your daughter's prepared physically, mentally, emotionally for practice so that it is a positive experience. Stay involved. We need parent volunteers for each of our tournaments. If that is something you're interested in, please contact us. But we like to have tents and food and other things at these tournaments for these girls to stay fueled. And so there is a sense of community when we do go and travel, and that the girls can hang out, and not everybody's just off doing their own thing. So we do need parent volunteers for that. We'd love to have like a team mom or a team dad who can help coordinate with other parents on who's bringing what. So if that is a role that you are interested in playing within our program, we would absolutely love to have you. And just to touch on learning the game, if you are interested in learning more from us, we're happy to coach you. Please just reach out and ask. We have a lot of information. We have a wealth of knowledge, and this is our passion. I joke with my friends that lacrosse was my first true love. I love talking about it. So if you have questions and you'd like to pick my brain, I'm happy to help educate you as well as parents. So I'll let Andrea kind of take over with appropriate communications with coaches.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, especially during the summer, we're at like 150 to 200 parents that are, in our program at that time. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you have questions, it's best to look through emails that we've sent out. We try to over communicate. We are going to rely heavily on Team Snap this year more than just the emails that we send out. We have gotten the feedback that if you have an app on your phone and it has a little alert that you have a message in there, you're more likely to just click on that and read it very quickly, as opposed to like the hundreds of emails that we get every day that we have to shuffle through. So we will be using that app. And again, more information when we get a little bit closer to summer. But we would appreciate you just reading through the emails that we send, messages that we send before you just pepper us with questions. But again, we are open and we're here to help you. So if there's anything pertinent, you can always email us or give us a call. We're happy to chat with you. And then in terms of, practices and tournaments, again, we send out the schedule ahead of time. So please just print out the calendar, know where we're going to be, when we're going to be there. So not every practice we have to respond to a parent that doesn't remember what time or where. So that's just something that, you can help us with taking it off of our plate. And then tournaments, again, we try to communicate all of that information as soon as we get it. And we'll have all the links for each of the tournaments that we go to so that you can reach out to those tournament directors if you have specific questions about hotels or accommodations and that sort of thing. And then again, waivers and things like that, that's a trickle down from the tournament. So we get those over to you. Turning Machine is another app that we use when we're at the tournaments or leading up to the tournaments for schedules. So again, just something that you need to download. It's easy on your phone to just tap into and take a look at the schedule and time. So hopefully that'll help everything run seamlessly. And, again, we're here to help you.
So shifting to now what we expect from our players within our organization, again, learn the game. Everybody has different strengths and weaknesses. So yes, we have practices, but if there's something that you have been struggling with personally, work on it outside of practice. Learn the game, watch film. YouTube is an amazing resource. There are tons of games on there. Over the course of this spring, watch the college games that they broadcast. There's just so much out there, so many resources out there for you to learn the game. There's really not a reason that you shouldn't be doing that, but not at someone else's expense. So yes, we're there to learn lacrosse and we're there to have a good time, but we're not going to have a good time at someone else's expense. We're not going to make fun of people. We're going to be respectful. We're going to be polite. And that means both to other players and your coaches. Go hard and always give your best effort. You're going to have days where you just can't catch. I have those days. Andrea has those days. Our best coaches have those days. Our best players have those days. It's going to happen. Don't get frustrated with that. Just keep going hard and giving 100%. Show up mentally, physically, emotionally, and be prepared and do all of that on time. If practice starts at 5, that doesn't mean you're getting out of the car at 5. That means that you're on the field, cleats on, stick in your hand, ready to start the warm-up lap at 5. So if that means that you in your head need to say, hey, practice starts at 4:45 so that I have the amount of time that I need to be prepared and be ready to go, then do that. That's part of working ahead and staying organized, and that's just a life skill. When we do play other teams, we always want to be respectful to other players, other coaches, other refs. We have a really awesome reputation here of being a team that's very polite and very respectful. We actually get a lot of compliments on that. I am a certified official, and so our assigner has told me time and time again that we are one of his favorite teams to ref games for because we're just polite. And he also told me that he knows when a high school kid plays Pride because they're respectful and politeful when they're playing on their high school teams as well. So that's something that we want to keep in our community and, continue to show, because at the end of the day, yes, we're here to win and we're here to play lacrosse, but it's so much more than that. So again, Andrea, if you want to take over appropriate communication with coaches.
Yeah, so I know that our girls are going through a lot, when they're in high school, and emotions might be kind of a roller coaster. But if there's something that's bothering them, whether it's, playing time, the way the coaches talk to them, maybe another teammate on the team, sometimes, emotions can run hot. And so the one thing that we want players to think about is to just take a beat, whether it's an hour or a day, just take some time to really reflect on what has currently caused their blood pressure to spike or caused them to get angry or upset, before they go and talk to someone that has kind of made them feel that way. So Again, that's part of our mentorship, and we do try to talk to the girls about things, not only about, the communication, but, body image, nutrition, and all of that. But going back to that communication piece, just feeling that they can communicate with us. Yes, again, we leave our door wide open. We want girls to be able to come to us with anything, but there's a right way and, a not so right way to do that. So just to kind of cool down. I'm a big fan of writing things down when things are bothering me. So again, just we encourage our players to do that, kind of reflect on what's going on. And then, happy to either set up a time to meet with players and or parents, if something is bothering them, or just shoot us an email and let us know. During practice is not the right time, but, setting up time after practice, after everyone's left, we're happy to do that. Or even, setting up a Zoom like this. Again, we'd love to talk to anybody that's having any issues. I don't feel like we have, very many, but if there are, again, we just want you to know that we're there for you to talk things through. And then just what we're responsible for. Again, Team Snap is going to be your key to all communication. So just keeping up with all of our messages there. And then knowing that, like Katie said, practices, being on time, tournaments, knowing the information of where to be, when to be there, being a part of all the community service and bonding, experiences that we're giving you guys an opportunity to be a part of. Again, that's part of Team Pride. And then recruiting. We're here to help you. If you have a dream to play in college, we're going to help you get there. So Katie will talk more about that on a different call, because that's a whole nother wall of wax. But we are here to help you guys, truly and honestly. That's what we're, this is our full-time job. We are here for you no matter what it is that you want to do.
So we know this has been probably a little bit of a lengthy video, but instead of trying to coordinate a time that everyone had to hop on and us go through this, we thought that we would, again, we're just trying to be flexible and make it work with your schedule. So we decided to just pre-record this and send this out. So anyone who's interested in our information, here it is. We're really proud of our program. Our program has been very successful over the course of the past 5 years, going into year 6. And we are really excited for our returning players to come back and have another season with us. And we're also really excited to see some new faces out there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and for listening. As we've said throughout the video, if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to shoot us an email. I've put them both here. If you don't maybe know what your questions are, you just need more information, or you want to talk to us, we're happy to do that as well. We're very passionate about what we do. Lacrosse is our absolute love. We're very privileged to be able to do this for a living. We know that the past year has been pretty tough, especially on youth sports. So we are doing our best to navigate through that. So we hope that all of you will join us this summer. And as always, if you have questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Bye.